Greetings everybody, welcome to another video of mine. Today we are going through the walkthrough for Divine Beast Vah RUDANIA, which is a big lizard on top of the volcano. Okay, so I'm not doing these Divine Beasts in any particular order. It doesn't matter if this is your first one. I'm going to try and be as thorough and detailed as I can. Now, because for that reason, I'm gonna need to start here at Foothill Stable. You can see that this is about the right side of the map here at the base of the volcano. I would argue that this is the best starting place. The reason being that the Elden region has this atmosphere that's basically got fire in the air, I think. So you're gonna need to pick up some fireproof equipment and materials to make it through there, and Foothill Stable is where you want to start. I'm just going to point out that there is an ice wizrobe. So an ice wizrobe here, and what you want to do is, if you've got a fire arrow, you can take him out fairly easily. I didn't actually get him. Oh, I did actually. So yeah, and his or its ice rod is going to be fairly useful for us, but you don't have to have it. As long as you've got ice arrows, you don't have to have that. The reason being, there are a lot of fire enemies in the Elden region, and using their elemental weakness, you can use ice to kill them in one hit, essentially. So at the stable, what you want to do is talk to Gale, and she sells you fireproof elixirs. You can see 60 for 1, or you can buy 3 for 150, and I would recommend buying 3 for 150 if you haven't made your way up to the top yet. I'm not going to buy any because I do actually have some already, and you can see that they last just over 6 minutes for each of these one-use equipment here. Okay, so if you follow this path, you won't have any trouble. Just try to stay on it. There are some hot springs that will heal you when you stand in them. You also probably want to, also try and make sure that you, try and make sure that you stay safe. Be patient, just walk around the safe way. There are lots of enemies, fire-breathing Lizalfos, True Moblins, style enemies at nighttime, and I believe there is even a Guardian Stalker somewhere around, so try to sneak past him. Anyway, if you do that, also, don't forget the Igniotalis that you'll probably face. At some point, you are going to make it to the South Goron mine, the southern mines, I think, and that will have a side quest where you need to catch 10 fire-breathing lizards in exchange for 1 piece of the Flamebreaker armor. Now that is very worth it. However, if you don't want to, you can also just buy it at Goron City when you get to the end. So keep following the path, you'll make it to Goron City. I'm actually going to skip straight there since I've already activated the shrine there, just to not waste any more time here. Okay, see you guys in a bit. Alrighty, and when we land in Goron City, I'm immediately going to pause. You can see the look on Link's face. He's not having a good time, and the temperature gauge, you can see it's way off the charts. Everything's burning. The world's on fire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unequip anything that I have that's wooden, otherwise it's going to burn up and get destroyed. So I'm going to go for a metal shield, and I am going to either use the fireproof elixirs or put on a piece of the Flamebreaker armor. I'm going to put on 2 pieces because I'm going to need to anyway. Now, when you're in Goron City, you only need 1 piece to survive, but there is a section that's after Goron City where you need 2 pieces. Okay, so there is a shop that's in Goron City that sells the Flamebreaker armor. I believe you can see it from here. It's that one right there. So where we're facing with the camera right there. So that's the shop that's got all 3 pieces. You will need 3,300 rupees for the whole set, but the helmet itself is worth 2,000 rupees. So if you can imagine, the cheaper option might be to go for 1,300 rupees just to get the shirt and the trousers, and they cost 600 and 700 respectively. So that's probably your option. As is my custom, I am going to fast forward any story parts, including this first conversation with the chief, who is called Bluto, I believe, and that's just to avoid spoilers. You can view it yourself. Unfortunately, we can't avoid all the spoilers, as you'll see later on, but let's give it a go. Okay. Okay, long story short, we're going to go find a lost Goron. And we're going to do that by approaching the northern mines, where we will need 2 pieces of the Goron armor. Okay, and it's a good idea to just save, just in case. Now, a quick thing about arrows: if you pull out an arrow, a normal one, then you can see it gets light on fire, so free fire arrows, which is pretty cool. These guys, Octoroks, react too quickly for arrows, so unfortunately you're going to need to use your bombs. They will suck up the bombs. If you use fire arrows, they'll work the same, so there's no change to them. But whatever you do, do not pull out bomb arrows. Okay, bomb arrows get set off in this fiery atmosphere immediately. So as soon as you pull out, as soon as you aim with a bomb arrow, it will explode. And I've done that quite enough times that I literally didn't know what was happening. Was I shooting it at myself or whatever? So don't pull out bomb arrows. Okay, so this cannon, I'll just demonstrate this one. So you can turn cannons by hitting the lever and then put a rolling bomb down the end, which will set off an explosion that causes this boulder to be launched at an enemy. So you can see I just destroyed that guy, that Lizalfo over there. So it's a fire-breathing Lizalfos. It's not that big a deal. Magically, the cannons will be reloaded when you are done with them, when you shoot them. So you can see quite a number of Lizalfos here. They're all fire breathers, these nasty ones. But that's why we prepared ourselves with either the ice rod or the ice arrows. Okay, so now it starts to make sense. So equip your ice arrows, and I'm gonna go and take these guys out. Using elemental weakness, they will die to 1 arrow, which is a good thing. Okay, so that guy is dead, that guy is also dead, and you can climb up just from here. If you want their loot, you better be quick. So the talons and guts, I believe they disappear immediately. Unfortunately, you can pick up these arrows here. So yeah, they disappear immediately. Well, sorry, they don't disappear immediately, but they get burned, and you can see what's happening there. So you had to be quick to do that. Anyway, the objective is to get to that pillar over there. If you've got Rivali's Gale, I'm sure you can do it fairly quickly, but you can see that from our location, we've got no choice but to go sort of around, past the skull, and up there. In fact, we are going to need to activate that cannon over there to get Yunobo out of his trap. So notice these red stacks of rocks. Those can only be destroyed by the cannons, and they are hiding probably either treasure chests or deposits. Okay, so like that one right there. So that's pretty cool. You might find that pretty useful. This one you can use to destroy that skull over there. Okay, unfortunately we went too far to get that massive fortress with the other enemies on it, but we can get the skull for now. Okay, that will save us some enemies, some hassle dealing with enemies. Try and dodge these arrows. That was rather close, to be honest. And there are elements where you can just totally ignore. You don't really need to do everything. So you can see that there is a shrine nearby. This is actually one of the hardest shrines. It's not actually near here. Okay, so there's Yunobo yelling, and you can see the same red rocks. And I'll just point out to where it is. So this crab-shaped cave is where the shrine is. That's a really hard shrine, and we're not going to do that because it's not relevant to the divine beast quest. So here we are. Shouldn't take long to get here. and we're going to do the same here. Now as you hit this thing, you are going to have to aim and fire because it's not going to stop at the pillar. So now Yunobo is free, and he's been protecting himself. I'm not going to say what he was doing there because that's spoilers, even though it's not that much of a spoiler. But yeah, he was on his own quest. And let's go talk to him. Okay, so you can see there are a number of chests in here. The Cobble Crusher is not useful because it's so weak. Ice arrows are useful because they are so strong. And a purple rupee here. Now if we do have a chance, we might want to pick up the Stone Smasher rather than the Cobble Crusher. Okay, so it's not the thing. Anyway, now Yunobo is going to go back to Goron City, and we're free to do what we like, but for the Divine Beast we are going to go there as well. Essentially, okay. So let's teleport back to Goron City, and you can see we've got the quest update. Okay, now that we are back in Goron City, let's go talk to our old friend Bluto. This is actually going to start the section about the Goron quest. So we're about to engage the beast. Okay, so if you've done the other Divine Beasts, you'll know that there was a section where we actually needed to engage the beast, or attack it, do something to immobilize it, to get on board. So we're gonna go approach that now. Yunobo is waiting for us. I'm just changing the camera so you can see past that bridge there. We're gonna try and make it to that bridge, and we're gonna clear some enemies in the way first. So let's go. Wow, no drop. That is quite interesting. There's a funny thing about Octoroks that I'm gonna quickly share. If you have ever tried this, you can throw rusty weapons at Octoroks and they will actually toss them back out instead of a fiery boulder. And what they will do is they will actually toss out that weapon, that rusty weapon, but upgrade it as well. So if you toss say a rusty broadsword, it will throw back at you as soldiers, knights, or even royal broadsword back at you. So they upgrade rusty weapons. Furthermore, I think I've also heard, this one's only hearsay, I've heard that if you throw weapons that are about to break, they will actually repair them for you as well when they toss it back out. So it'll be with that shiny durability mark on it again. That's going to have to be tested. I don't really get the chance to test it because the Octoroks that shoot these meteor boulder things, they don't really exist much elsewhere outside the Elden region. Anyway, I'm going to take a swim in this hot spring for a second. The reason being I was missing a heart, but now you can see I gained back a heart. Got one topaz and some flints. Not the best score. So you can see ahead of us we've got a slimer fire breather. I'm going to use my rod on the fire enemies. Move out of the way. He'll get stuck and you can use it on him as well. So that's why it's useful. You can see this shrine here that's causing the beeping for us. I'm just going to activate it. The reason being it's going to take time and and just activating it allows us to come back to it, teleport back to it if we needed to anyway. Let's take a chance to save. Okay, so Yunobo has been waiting for us. He's surrounded by moblins. Unfortunately, not the first or the last time that sorry, yeah, that we're gonna come across the moblins. Let's see if I can freeze this guy, shatter him. So he'll go into ragdoll state. That was strange. Gave me the option to sneak strike him, even though. Try and be careful. Gonna take that drill shaft to replace the weapon that I just lost. Looks like this is the first time that I've slain a moblin. I was trying to flurry rush him, but it didn't really work. That's okay. Without weapons, they're not that scary. So the plan is, Yunobo's got this power that allows him to take a lot of damage. Let's get to that a little bit later. And we're going to launch him like a cannonball at Vah RUDANIA, and that's going to be how we engage the beast. So you can see here, so I just summarized basically what we're saying there, and we're going to give it a test shot at this bridge here. So we're going to fire in the hole. Actually, I need to turn that. There we go. So apparently that's Elden Bridge with Daruk's face on it. So you can see we've got some sentries. We're gonna need to pick a whistle, because obviously we know that Link can whistle. We're gonna need to sneak past him, so we're gonna whistle for him to stand still, or whistle for him to start walking. So for this first sentry, we're gonna wait for it to come back until it's around there. Yunobo is going to follow us. Let's go. And I'm going to make him stop under this part here. So you can see Yunobo is a bit of a slowpoke, but I think we've got time there. And then make him stop. In fact, probably don't even have to make him stop because obviously with the logic there. So this is where a little bit of strategy comes into play. You got to be strategic here. These sentries aren't actually that hard to kill, but if you don't kill them, it will send a warning to Vah RUDANIA, who will shoot boulders at you, and if you get hit, you do die. At least maybe you won't, but for me, I've got like as you can see, I've only got 3 hearts. So what you can do also is you can push it off and kill them quite resourcefully. Okay, so that's what you can try to do as well. Now this guy is a little bit stuck. I'm going to try and clear a way for him. And I hope that's enough. Yep. So they're pretty easy to kill. To be honest, you can see this is the second cannon that we'll come across. And he'll know what to do. So I'm just turning it. Where you at, dude? Come on. And there we are. As I'm revisiting this divine beast, I'm definitely feeling like this might actually be the longest divine beast to do. Okay, so let's go talk about these sentries over here. You don't actually do anything with them right now. Wait until Yunobo's here. So I'm going to ask him to stay still, and I'm going to sneak around. So the thing is, we don't have anything to destroy them with currently. We need to actually go to the next lot of sentries over there. So for example, this isn't metallic. You could probably try and launch it that way if you wanted to, but right now what I might do is I might try and sneak past these guys over here, because you see what's up there is a metallic box up there. This is rather silly. And then using this metallic box, try not to lose it, you can take out all 5 of them. That is including the 2 from earlier. Okay, so that's one down. That's another one. Can't really reach that one. Can I walk up with it? I can. Get a little bit closer. And then walk up to him as well. Alright, so you can see that was fairly straightforward. We've got the metal box. We're going to take it with us back to where Yunobo is standing. And then take out the other 2 as well. There we are. Alright, I'm pretty sure that's all of them, literally. Come on, Yunobo, let's go. Yunobo can't even reach my location, seriously? Slowpoke. So you can see our last cannon over there. We are going to go and take both of these guys on. Accidentally caught on fire from standing on burning moblin fangs. Anyway, this is in fact the last cannon. Looks like we're gonna get a nice direct hit straight at the head or something. Maybe not. At the body there. And bam. That's it, guys. This is Vah RUDANIA, and we are gonna go into the beast now. Let's see how we do. Hello to you too, Daruk.
You're gonna need a map that shows.
It's a pity that it doesn't really clearly show you where the guidance stone is, but I'll try my best to lead you through it fairly easily. Let's save here. This is a good place to save. Alrighty, now that we've made it onto the beast, well, let's start off by going straight to the back, the tail, and you can see we've got a chest hidden away over here. So this is chest number 1 out of a whopping 11 chests. There are 11 chests. I don't know who decided to make so many on this divine beast, but we're going to try and get to all of those guys. Before we go in, I'm going to remove the weapons that are pretty useless, since we are going to pick up some better ones later. Yeah, and that's okay over there. So wooden weapons are going to burn on the outside of the beast. When you come in, it's pitch dark. It's not fun. And let's shoot some eyeballs. So the first one is going to drop a chest. That's going to be really useful. Okay, so they all drop chests. 3 of them right away. And we get a torch right here. Okay, so using that torch, we should light it and go over to this door. Wait, yep, there we go. Take out the Guardian Scout, some more eyeballs around the place, take them all out. I don't think there are any Stalehead spawning holes around. What you would want to do is you would light that torch again, so you can see we've got 3 more chests here. Let's leave them for a second and get to the guidance stone so we can see where we're going. Now when you open this door, so the third room, third section, we actually make it to the guidance stone. Guidance stones, just like all the divine beasts, they show you where the terminals are, the 5 terminals, and also give you control over one aspect of the divine beast. In this case, it's very simple. It's just rotating the beast 90 degrees each way. Check out the map. So it's just tilt 90 degrees. That's all it is. Between when it's standing upright and when it's maybe climbing on a wall or something. And you also get to have light. Let there be light. Since the control is so simple for this beast, I think that's why they made it so that you have to rotate it more than a couple of times. Okay, so we're gonna have to rotate this beast several times just to get everything that we want. I don't like making things complicated. I want to keep things simple, straightforward, so I've tried to make it as smooth as possible, but 8 times I think is the lowest that I can get to right now. Unless one of you geniuses can probably shorten that later on, I'm more than happy to hear. But I'm pretty sure the first time I would have like tilted it back and forth like 20 times or something. So 8 is okay for me at least. So light an arrow, take out that tree, that grassy section over there, and then light an arrow, take and light that pedestal over there. Let's try and explain. I've got a mini I don't even know what's called, but orb placement pit to put in there that we're going to pick up later. That's for our 3rd terminal. Inside here you can see our 1st terminal already, and just before the door closes, let's light that section there. I don't know why it's closing. I didn't tell it to close. Oi. Now it's closing faster. Okay, doesn't matter. I'm going to activate our 1st terminal, and this here is actually chest number 8. Can you believe it? That's 8 out of 11 chests we've got already. So literally only 3 more chests left to go. Let's light another arrow, and on the ceiling there are some wooden boards that are covering, so that is covering a metallic box that we're going to need. So go over here, shoot the wooden boards, and we're going to pick up the metallic box. I've tried to do this, get to this terminal a number of times without rotating the beast, but it just doesn't seem to work. You can't climb the metallic box or anything, so it's no way around it. We've had to manipulate the beast twice there, like within a second, just if you saw. So that's our second terminal, and we've rotated it twice. So if you are keeping count with me, that's 2 out of 8 times. Light the torch as we exit the room. The fire will stop once you activate that terminal, and this is rotation number 3 of 8. We're walking up the ramp. Let me point out some things. So over here we've got a chest stuck to the left side of the ramp. We have some malice outside the window. You can shoot it, but our hands are not free at the moment. We want to drop down here to light this torch section. And that's the orb that has to go into that pit, as you saw. Shoot the malice over here. Normally I actually get him. There you are. And get that guy over there. I'm going to quickly change weapons so this one doesn't burn out. And oh my goodness, don't drop down, guys. Don't drop down, because if you do, you'll have to start from the beginning. Oh, that was close. Almost slipped. This is chest number 9. Check it out. An ancient core is a good find. It's a lot better than an ancient screw anyway. So 4th rotation. So after you get the chest, do the 4th rotation. You can see the orb. Watch the orb. It's going to roll down over there. And you can see some style heads right above where the orb was as well. So that's terminal number 3. Drop straight down, guys. Drop straight down. Make sure you land on the side of that ramp, because that is where we pick up chest number 10. Most people probably end there. Probably even fewer chests if they don't find them all. And then I'm gonna drop to a position where it's nice, but you don't have to. You can honestly just do this 5th rotation. I think 5th rotation any time you want. So I'm going to drop to a place that's around the top of the ramp, was where I was standing, so that I can glide to this terminal over here. Now you didn't have to stand so far up, because I'll show you. You can legit just sprint and glide across that gap. You can do it the other way as well. I have done that. So over here the orb will have rolled down the ramp, and you want to use magnesis to let it go down there. Okay. Now, I don't think I should have done that. I think I should have gone back up the ramp to go get that secret chest, because I think that was rotation. So this is rotation number 6 or 7. 6 or 7. But you can see what I am having to do now. I'm going to have to rotate it back later on as well. So it works if it is in a position where you can on its side was the position that we wanted. Okay, so that was the position that we wanted. Doesn't quite matter currently. So that would have been number, once again, my passion for trying to keep it smooth is what I'm trying to focus on currently. Okay, so where we are We just died. But there we go. You saw the mouth of where they were. That's okay. We only lose 1 heart. Now, essentially, if you want, the way to keep track is where the ball rolled down. Okay, so that's where we want to be. Okay, so the top of the ramp. Now we're going to rotate it for the... There we go. For the 8th time, 7th time, I think. Okay, so for the 7th time, and we're going to go pick up this secret chest. So this secret chest is worth 2 rotations itself. I don't know why I'm measuring things in rotations. Anyway, come through and drop past everything, and you'll see a hole. This is the front right shoulder of the beast. Okay, so the front right shoulder, I don't know if you can see. So the yellow arrow is where I am. Actually, yeah, that is... looks more like the front left shoulder. Anyway, so in here is the secret chest number 11. Okay, so that's the last one. And we smack that to open the door, and we are rotating this for the final 8th time. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was 8. So 8 out of 8, that's everything. At this stage, we see if you wanted to climb up that ramp to go to the top, you would have needed to do it one more time, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to run back out the entrance, so you can see why that works. We can go back out the entrance to get to the top as well. Save. Good time to save. Equip your best weapons. So having a look at my weapons, I'm probably going to stick with the drill shaft for now. I'm not going to use the light scale because I said I wasn't going to use any other weapons from other divine beasts. I'll probably change to the dragon bone ones or the ancient battle axe. As for bows, I'll go to a royal one because that's what we picked up in the beast. And once you've got your best armor, maybe food, you're ready to start. You're ready to take on Fireblight. What you want to do first is make sure you get a couple of headshots in, okay? So a couple of headshots will cause him to fall down, and you want to stasis him so you get as many hits off as possible. Now the good thing is once this battle starts, he's going to close up all these vents so you don't fall off. Otherwise that would be an annoying battle. I can just imagine that on Master Mode, with the Master Sword, this would be a fairly straightforward battle. So you can see we're already into the second half now. Do watch your footing, don't fall off. The second phase, he's got a few new tools. What he would have done is he has some pretty big sword swings. That's and they're pretty strong. Now that he's got this shield on him, I don't know where he went. Where did he go? He's gonna suck things in, and then you can throw a bomb at it just like an Octorok. Okay, freeze him, and then let's go for the Knight's Claymore. So that is Fireblight Ganon, guys. He did not land anything on us at all. That's all there is to him. He does have a number of attacks, including a Guardian Laser that you would come across later on. But that's Fireblight. I do think that he is probably the easiest one because he's not that mobile. You don't have to aim everywhere. You're not hindered by like water, and he's not even fast. So yeah, that's Fireblight. Same deal as the start of the video. I'm gonna skip any story sections, the recovery of this beast. For example, you can watch the story unfold for yourself in this epic plot. I'm gonna go talk to the chief, but I'm gonna stop the video beforehand for the same reason. You can watch the story unfold in your own save file. Please comment to show how, to let me know how I can be of more service, and like and subscribe for more content. Love, joy, and peace to you all. Thanks, guys.